Hello. Today we're going to be discussing and furthering our knowledge on the 50th Final Exam Study Guide term, Freedom of Religion. This slideshow is done by Lila Murphy, Anna Sampson, and Bridie Ward. To give some brief background about the term before we go more into depth, religion played a key role in American history and was the center of a lot of controversy in the progression of the United States. Early on, many different religious groups faced persecution, which called major attention to a much-needed change. However, much of the American public feared government control of religion. This meant that many court cases to come would eventually set the standard to how freedom of religion is handled in the United States, which we will get to in the next two slides.
First, we'll start with the definition and the historical context of the freedom of religion in the United States. Freedom of religion means that every individual in America has the right to choose, practice, or change their religious beliefs without interference from the government, whether they choose to follow a particular faith or none at all. Historically, this right was established in 1791 through the First Amendment to the U.S. Constitution as a part of the Bill of Rights. The First Amendment includes two key clauses, the Establishment Clause and the Free Exercise Clause. Together, these clauses form the foundation of religious liberty in the U.S., ensuring both freedom of religion and freedom from the government-imposed religion. This balance has become a cornerstone of American democracy and diversity.
Now that we have a better understanding of freedom of religion, we want to discuss significant court cases that each apply to the two different clauses. The first court case, Angel v. Vitale, falls under the category of the Establishment Clause. The context of this case is that Angel was a Jewish parent with a child a part of the New York Public School District. At the start of each school day, their child recited a Christian prayer written by the state. Angel felt that this was a violation of the Establishment Clause, as it does not separate church and state and establishes one religion in the school. The ruling sided with Angel, agreeing that the prayer was unconstitutional and clearly violated the Establishment Clause set under the freedom of religion. The Establishment Clause can be defined as the following. The United States government cannot establish one religion of the nation. This means that Congress or any other government official are prohibited from favoring any form of faith over another. It is stated under law that the government must adhere to this and therefore remain neutral, whether that's with a specific religion or no religion.
The Free Exercise Clause of the First Amendment protects every individual's right to practice their religion without unnecessary government interference. It ensures that people can live according to their religious beliefs, even when those beliefs conflict with general laws. A major test of this protection came in the 1972 Supreme Court case Wisconsin v. Yoder. Wisconsin had a law requiring all children to attend school until the age of 16, but Amish families objected, saying that their religion taught them to end formal education after 8th grade to preserve their simple, agrarian way of life. The state argued that compulsory education was important for preparing citizens, but the court ruled that the law violated the Free Exercise Clause. In a 7-0 decision, the justices said that Amish had the sincere religious belief and that forcing their children to attend high school placed a serious burden on their faith. The court emphasized that while states have an interest in education, that interest isn't absolute. When a law significantly burdens religious practice, the government must show a compelling reason, and in this case, it failed to do so. Wisconsin v. Yoder strengthened the Free Exercise Clause by making clear that religious freedom can outweigh state laws when no strong justification exists for limiting that freedom. Thank you for listening to this presentation about the freedom of religion. We hope you learned a lot and feel prepared to take our final exam.